Today's episode is officially sponsored by BetterHelp. I know as someone who has their birthday at the beginning of the year, I always feel so much pressure to start the year off right. Plus, all you hear on social media is new year, new me, so it's so easy to feel overwhelmed, which is why talking to someone and having them put all of your thoughts into real actionable steps can be life-changing. There's no reason to do it all alone.
The new year is a blank space for you to write a new story, and BetterHelp makes it so much easier to get started. If you didn't know, BetterHelp is a fully online therapy platform with a diverse network of more than 30,000 licensed professionals with a wide range of specialties and backgrounds. If your first therapist isn't the right fit, you can easily switch anytime at no extra cost. Don't worry, BetterHelp makes therapy simple.
You can start fresh any day of the year with ease and convenience of BetterHelp. Click the link in our description or go to betterhelp.com/betweenusgirlies and get 10% off your first month of therapy. Thanks BetterHelp.
Hi guys, and welcome back to Between Us Girlies. I'm Casey.
I'm Bran.
I'm Lindsay.
I'm Bailey.
Guys, it is the Thursday before Memorial Day weekend. Ooh. Can anyone believe it's like actually summer? I feel like I was just blinking and it was the middle of January.
Did we have a spring?
No.
I feel like we really just jumped into 80 degrees.
Yeah, it just got hot out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm. I'm like really, last summer just wasn't my summer. So I am just hoping that this summer is just a little better than last summer. I'm not going to put any more expectation on it.
Yep.
Isn't that like how it goes? Like you have like a good summer and then a bad summer and then a good summer. Like when I look back, I feel like that's how all of my summers have been.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I feel like looking back, like last summer, I was unemployed, as was Lindsay. And was it kind of a good, I feel like it was a good summer in a sense that like that was my first summer I feel like I got to enjoy without a job. But I also didn't have a job. So this summer I have a job and I feel like we're in summer now. So I feel like I have high hopes like Brandon.
Yeah.
Right?
I agree that there's good summers and there's bad summers. There's also just like summers where you go to the mental hospital. So like I would rather just like.
I was almost there when I was unemployed. So I've got you.
I'll do a bad summer. I just don't want to like go back to rock bottom.
That's the thing. Like last summer wasn't bad. It was like treacherous. Like it was that episode of SpongeBob when he like goes to that place rock bottom where it's like like that, like that's how it felt. So.
See, that was my summer before. Like I had a great summer last summer, but my summer before was when I was unemployed, and that was a miserable summer, like horrible. And then last summer I finally was like, oh, this is what serotonin feels like. And then so this summer, if I'm following my same track, it's going to be awful. But we're manifesting that it's not.
I think it's going to be a big money summer. We've
had love that.
It's a big money summer. I don't know. I feel like good today. My skin's glowing with my girls. I feel like I have high hopes for this summer.
Okay.
I just like feel like we don't have a summer anthem yet. Like where are the girls at? Like where's DJ Khaled? Like
so funny you said that. So like maybe I've been sleeping behind a rock. Clearly I have. I just found out yesterday what Eurovision was. Do you guys know what that is?
I don't think so.
Yes.
Okay, so literally I just discovered this yesterday. There's so much lore. There's a whole movie behind it, whatever. So apparently in Europe, these countries all compete against each other. And in each country, they make a song and a music video, and then they all perform them live at this thing called Eurovision, and they pick a winner. It's apparently how the group ABBA got started because they were Eurovision winners from like, I don't know, they've been doing this for years. I had no idea what this was. Apparently there's a whole Will Ferrell movie on it, like all of this
It's like
shit.
not a very good movie.
I was just like, I discovered this, and the song that like won, or no, it didn't win. It got like third place. It was like this like gorgeous gay man from Estonia, and I was like, this could be the song of the summer. And all of these, I'm like, all the music videos have like 5 million views. I'm like, how did I not know this happened? Of course, America's not involved because why would we do anything cool? But I was just like, what the fuck? This is so lit.
And it already happened. So like
it already happened. They already picked the winner. I forget who it was, but it was nuts. I'd never heard of it.
Is it like Coachella where people like buy tickets and they go?
I think so. Yeah. It's
and this is
major.
like a huge thing. Like the only reason I know about it is because I used to work with someone who went every year since college, and that was like her and her friend group's trip was to go to wherever it is. I don't know if it's
sick.
changes.
So they
different
host
places.
it in the winning country. So like last year, Austria won.
That's
So then
cool.
they host. It's honestly really cool. So they hosted in Austria this year, and it's like really competitive. Like all of these bars, I didn't realize they were having like Eurovision like semi-finalist parties and stuff. So I don't know. I'm gonna look at the Eurovision playlist. I feel like you would like really get into it.
Wow. Okay. TV.
And maybe one of those will be the song of the summer.
If there was a Eurovision for like America, like if we were doing that, who would be like the top 5 singers, bands, people
Like
we would
states?
want? No, like singers, like bands we would want competing for the song of the summer. Like I nominate Nelly Furtado and Timbaland because I was just listening to all their old songs yesterday, and I was like, those two were a dynamic duo that could not be touched, and I would like to see what they come up with.
I feel like Fisher. I've been on I can't stop listening to "Stay" by Fisher. Like I just drove 6 hours back home, and I was on like an EDM like mix, like electronic mix the whole time. But I feel like Fisher's in there. He always has to like a hit for the summer.
Okay, I'm into it.
Okay, Fisher, Nelly Furtado, Timbaland. Love this list so
I
far.
think Miley.
Oh yeah.
I think she's like, I'm so ready for like her, like, is she releasing a new album?
Yes, but I don't want her to be like a pop girly. Like I don't love her pop eras, but I do think she could make a really cool song of the summer. But I feel like the song of the summer is like poppy or like upbeat.
Yeah.
Also, like for like a rap too. Like I need a strip club anthem. I'm thinking, I don't know why. Like Bryson Tiller is not in that category, but I feel like Bryson Tiller or like Taylor, but like Calvin Harris. Like DJ Khaled, I feel like where's he at? You know what's up, body motion?
Yeah, DJ Khaled makes bops. Like every time he drops an album, like there's at least 6 songs out of like the 15 that I just run up and up and up.
I just saw Meg Thee Stallion say that she wanted to collab with Ariana Grande again because they're both in like new phases. They came out. Didn't they collab on 7 Rings, like the remixed version of it? I think
you know, they probably did.
They've collabed before because she was like, we collabed in the past, but we're both in like new places of our lives with music, and I'd love to collab with her again. And I feel like they could make a good song of the summer.
If she came out with a position or Ari, she came out with like a Positions-esque album for the summer, like an R&B. Oh my god, y'all wouldn't see me for weeks.
I still think Blue Strips by Jessie Murph is the song of the summer. I don't care what anyone says.
It's not bad.
It's so good. I love it so bad. And Sexy Red's going to be on the remix. It's going to be great.
Is this confirmed?
Well, they were in Nashville together, and Sexy Red had a full-blown verse, like a recorded verse that they were playing. And I was like, this isn't on SoundCloud, so it means it's going to be somewhere else.
To be honest, we all clowned Brandon last year when he came up to us. I will never forget. Brandon said, guys, I know the song of the summer. And we were like, okay, play it for us. And he played 365 by
360.
360, yeah, by Charli XCX. And I remember we all just got to the I'm So Julia, and we were like, what the fuck
Y'all
is
were
this?
mocking.
We were like, I'm so
You're
Julia.
like, wait, I'm so Julia. I've never felt so Julia. I'm like, yeah, you will. Next thing I know, we're going to the Charli XCX concert. Like, I said it. I knew it.
So we're all doubting you, Lindsay, but maybe you're right. Maybe that's how it is. The
You know,
first
her-
person to discover it is like the one who gets laughed at.
Yeah.
And then they're right.
Yeah.
You can blame Graydon Cutler for this because when we were at Stagecoach, that man put that song on. It was 3 a.m. We were all in a party bus, and it came over me, and I said to Brandon, this is the best song I've ever heard. And Jessie Murph's been popping off on TikTok. Like, I don't know if you guys have been seeing that, but like she is fully, you know, she's out here doing it.
All right. Also, real quick, getting back to Charli XCX, I wonder what's happening. Like, have you seen like all her album covers right now, like especially Brat on Spotify? Like they're burned. Like at the last leg of her Brat tour, not Sweat, but Brat tour she just did. Like she like the Brat big sign is like burned halfway. I think she's like doing a new era. And in the Party For You music video, so good. She burns a billboard of herself that's like in the Brat era. And now on Spotify, like that Brat sign, like on the album when you're listening to a song, it's like an orangey burnt. I don't know. Something is like she's transitioning to something new, and I wonder if she's gonna have a new summer anthem again.
What would her new era be?
Listen, love her. I just feel like, how many versions of 360 are there? There's 360, 365, 365 featuring Shy Girl. I just feel like what she's going to do, and let me just make this clear, I have absolutely no problem with this. I think it's a great idea. I think she's going to take Brat. I think she's going to put a remix on each song and re-release the album and make a new tour, and guess what? We're all going to eat it up. I don't think she needs to ever get in the studio again. No. I think she has everything done for her. I think auto-tune is ready. I think it's all plugged in. I think she needs to I think she needs to put everything on a flash drive or a floppy disk, put it in, press a button, and regenerate everything. And next thing you know, it's like Girls So Confusing Part 6. And like, there you go. That's it. That's all she needs to do. And I'm going to eat it up every time.
And it's going to play at Voyeur and Woody's and every gay bar across the country. And it's going to be amazing.
It's going to be amazing.
I want to like a boiler room set this summer. Like I would love this. As soon as you said that, like I know like she has a good Ibiza, I think. Ibiza, whatever.
Yeah.
She has a good one, but like I would love to just like do that. I mean, I'll probably get sweaty and hot, but I just want to like experience that.
But like the kind of one where you're like so sweaty, like your hair goes back in a ponytail and you're like in just a bikini top and sunglasses, and it's just like gross, but you're having you're having the time of your life.
Exactly, no care in the world. A big man by my
that
side.
sounds so fun.
I want us to start throwing up at events again. Like
Wait,
I want
what?
us to like start like, because like you just reminded me of like when like one of us would go to the bathroom and like violently puke and then just like put the hair up and go back. Like we're weak as fuck these days. Like we're like, oh my god, I feel so sick. I'm going home, you guys. And it's just like, for what? Lindsay did it a few weeks ago in Ladder. You puked and rallied in Ladder.
Like a lot.
It was inspiring.
Oh yeah, it was bad.
Yeah.
I was on my
like
knees.
face on the toilet.
It was
She
bad.
was on her hands and knees apparently.
It was nasty. I took a Rumpleman shot. I said, "Excuse me, ladies, I need to go to the restroom."
We had no idea until I think she said it like the next day. I was like, oh, like you were on your hands and knees.
Okay, it wasn't one of my prouder
Squat
moments.
down.
No.
What was I supposed to go home? Brandon just called us parents.
Bring it back.
I would have thrown up in the sink. I cannot get on the hands and knees of a public bathroom.
I couldn't. I don't
I
want to
love
clean
throwing
the
up in the
sink.
sink.
I didn't
You
want to
don't
clean
clean
that.
it.
up.
That's not your role.
Oh, ew.
You let the water
I would just be like,
rinse.
you know, when you like
Yeah.
filter the water in, like I would be
If
doing
you
that.
turn the sink, I've done this plenty of times. You turn the sink on first, then throw up, and then it never really fully sticks. Just
My
goes
mom actually used to yell at me all the time growing up because I like refuse to throw up in a toilet. I think that's so disgusting. Even if you clean it, that is literally where you pee and shit. Like, why would I want to put my mouth next to it?
I learned
This is
something-
not
no.
coming at you. I'm just saying
No,
in
no,
general.
no. You're not.
And my mom used to yell, you know, when you're a kid and you just throw up for fun. My mom, like, you're not even sick. Like, you just throw up and you're like, oh, like you're sick for 30 minutes. You stay home from school and then you're fine. My mom would scream at me. She's like, stop throwing up in the sink. I'm like, give me a bucket then. I'm not throwing up in a
Casey.
toilet.
I used to throw up in the trash can.
Wait, guys,
That's a good one.
Want to hear something really sick? Have you ever heard of Poseidon's kiss? It's
I'm so scared.
It's when you go to the bathroom and like the water, whatever you do in the bathroom, the water splashes back to you. It just gives you a little peck.
I honestly hate that. It makes me so. It makes my stomach drop.
Imagine vomiting, getting Poseidon's kiss.
Oh God.
Oh man.
Oh wow.
Anyways,
You're still listening to this episode.
Oh God.
Toilet talk. That's crazy. I have more to talk about that, but we can save it for.
we'll save it for later. I just think
I
That's
was
not what I expected you to say.
Yeah,
honestly.
I was
I
expecting
know.
something far worse.
like,
Yeah, me
kissing
too.
the
I was like,
toilet?
what is it, like throwing up and then making out?
Yeah.
Oh.
What is it where you like?
I get it though. I see. I don't get it.
Wait,
but-
what?
No, I don't get it. But I see where you would think that.
No, I got you, Bailey. Because there's all those weird ass terms.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Urban
Blumpkin.
Dictionary.
All right, we need a new
I
subject
just saw a
change.
recent one, but I can't even say it on air.
Is Urban Dictionary still a thing?
Yes, it is. I just put on there
My
last
coworker
night.
uses it. I said Kiki the other day in a meeting, and he Googled it. He's like, I won't be saying that. I was like, I said it. I didn't ask you to say it.
I used to look at my name on there all the time. It's like hot girl, big booty.
You're writing it.
Yep.
I was like in 4th grade too. What the fuck was I on? Well,
Speaking of writing things on the internet, I would like to start this episode off with an immunity necklace, if that is okay. I just think there's a certain place in hell for those that screenshot close friend stories and then share them amongst people that aren't on the close friends list. You have one job if you are a close friend viewer, and that is to view. That is it. You are welcome to the circle, view the story, but then shut your goddamn mouth. I posted on my close friend story list that I have been very skeptical of recently. Hey, this is a new updated list. Don't go telling your friends there's a new updated list. I get a text the next day. Why was I taken off the
oh
list?
no.
You're joking.
There's
No,
way.
they didn't.
No, couldn't be more serious. Couldn't be more serious. The culprit fessed up, but like, I just like, this is now the 3rd time, and it's on me for being too trusting, but I feel like we need to reset the rules because apparently people aren't familiar of gossip code, girl and gay code, of like what it means to like just be in the circle.
Respectfully
Like,
gossip.
Respectfully gossip. It apparently is a skill. I know it's a skill, but I just feel like we need a refresh on like when to talk and when you shut your damn mouth. So it got me thinking. I used to do, well, I still sometimes do it, these rules on TikTok. And I have one that went viral that was like rules for gossiping. I feel like we should digest the list together and discuss our thoughts. And the rule number 1 is that everyone gossips and that only the honest people admit it. Why are some people still in this day and age like claiming that they don't like gossip or talk shit? Like what is
bizarre?
I saw something like a long time ago, because like gossiping is that's like a form of communication. That's a language I speak. Because gossiping is quite literally everything. The news is gossip, weather is gossip. Like gossiping, like the like noun or whatever it is, I guess it's a verb, whatever. Like it's just the act of like talking about something. Like this is technically gossiping, this podcast. Like everything you say out of your mouth is gossip. Like no matter what.
That's why I was going to say, like, I feel like there's a distinction between like gossip, venting, and talking shit.
Yes.
Because like talking shit is when you're just blatantly mean at a defenseless person. Like a random girl on your IG catches a stray, and that all happens at sometimes. But like you're just digging into this poor girl, and it's on something she can't change, and it's something that she's not in control of. And it's like, okay, you're kind of just talking shit, and it's a little bit fucked up. And then there's gossip, like, oh my God, you know that girl who was a bitch to me in college? Guess what she did yesterday? And then you get to talk shit a little bit about that. Like I do feel like there's a difference. So maybe people just like think that gossiping is all encompassing, and they're like, oh, well, I don't do that. It's like, yes, you do. You just don't know you do it.
Yeah.
It's very simple. Like, did you hear Casey got a new job? Or did you hear that Casey is no longer friends with Stacy? That's gossip. Casey looks fucking ugly as shit in her Instagram story. It's talking shit. Casey really hurt my feelings and I'm really upset with her is me venting about Casey. It's not that hard. Like that is just it. Like it's either mean, it's hearsay, or it's your feelings, aka venting, or truthful. True for you. Like there's no like, I don't really like want to like exchange in that. I don't really like engage. Like shut the fuck up.
Wait, that was like a great example that you just said.
Yeah,
like
that was
blue,
good.
like, you know, like blue, and blue. Like I loved how you just did all of them.
Yeah, that's just what it is. Like those are the 3 differentiators. It's not that hard. It's not that complicated. But like gossiping doesn't have to be mean. Like it can literally just be like, oh, like did you hear this person quit? Like coworker gossip.
Yeah.
That's on here is literally number 3. Coworker gossip / corporate gossip is elite.
It is. I used to love my old job because like especially like older coworkers, they love to gossip. We got to a point where we would read lips, like to like I have such like a good whisper for like corporate gossip because like that is so teen. Like you have to keep it in that back pocket.
I will never forget. This was so crazy. When I worked in the fashion industry, there was like a little rough meeting on our team, and our boss was just typing away on Slack. Like she was clacking those nails. And she got up to like go refill her water or something. And a girl on our team got up and looked at her computer screen. And they were talking about her.
Oh, wow.
And I was just like, oh
What?
my God. It was nuts.
Oh,
That has to break like some sort
Yeah.
of code of
Oh,
ethics.
absolutely.
Like,
holy cow.
But like, I was just like, oh Lord, like, cause like you can call her out on it, but then you have to admit that you looked. And
Yeah.
if she says, I mean, she's writing about you on Slack and left it up, like y'all kind of both unprofessional as
I don't know
hell.
what you guys like. We always have to like lock our computers and like maybe that is a reason why when you get up because like I would never think to like look at like over. Damn,
It was crazy.
that is crazy, but like I feel like gossip is always better in a toxic workplace because it's like
absolutely.
so much more juicy. And I used to work at a really toxic place, and like the gossip, I was in a really great spot because I was friends with a lot of different groups in the office. So I got a lot of different tea, and like even tea about the people that were like my best friends there. So like it was honestly low-key like a reality TV show game. Like I had to be careful of who I said things in front of, and I had to be careful of who's friends with who and who's working on what project with who. Like you have to be smart because people talk and things come out, and you have to be like willing to accept the fact if you talk shit in a corporate setting, someone might confront you about it.
That's so true. Like the last job, like I would gossip with like she was like the like low-key like secretary of like the higher ups. Like anything she said that like she would tell me, I'm like no one else is gonna know this information, so I'd like be careful who I said it to or I didn't. But I feel like I'd only tell you guys. I'm like this stuff is so juicy, and I'm like it's just vein pumping.
I loved when someone would quit out of nowhere and it was like, what happened, like what is the lore, like, and then you find out that they actually had beef with their boss that they seemed like they were so cordial with on meetings, and then there's just all of this like background story. I miss it so much.
That's like when like I was let go of my last one. I want to be there next day. I'm like, what are they talking about? Like, I want to be in the flying wall because like I know that like position, like it was me, but I want to be like, I kept like texting like, so what's everyone saying? Like, I like that is the good gossip. Like, damn.
I also love the gossip at work when you find out something crazy about a coworker, like a really unexpected personality trait, and it just changes your entire perception of that person. Like, I remember working at my other job, I found out that this one coworker who was like the quietest, most like you barely noticed him, and that's not an offensive way. He was just like the most easygoing person, and I found out that he like reviews cruises for like his side job, and he goes on all these cruises, and he like has a blog where he writes about all the cruises he goes on. It like changed my life to know that about him. I was like, I'm a different person now because I know this random fact about you.
Wow, that's interesting.
I had a coworker come up to me recently, and she like, we were talking on a team call, and it was something about like, someone said, oh, what an influencer. And then my boss was like, Lindsay's an influencer, kind of. And I was like, okay. And then I had a coworker come to my desk, and she's like, so what do you do? And I was like, oh, like I have a podcast. Like it's real chill, whatever. She's like, what's the name of it? I'm going to listen to it. And I was like, oh. And I told her because she wouldn't like let it go. And she came up to me the next day. She's like, so I listened to your podcast, and I didn't know that I couldn't let my kids listen to it. I said, oh, damn. And then she said that she loved, this is how I know my company is so lit, because it's just like girl empowerment around, like you can feel like the acceptance of others. But she was just like, I love how like upfront and honest you guys are. And I was like, okay, thank you. It's like, oh, she knows.
No, I know. I feel like I was at work one time. Yeah, one time. And I was walking, so I was like, oh, I love your podcast. It was like a director. I said, my stomach dropped. I sprinted to the bathroom. I was like, oh, no.
You guys, I literally tell my
But
COO.
not in a bad way. I love this podcast, by the way, guys.
I love this podcast. I tell my COO once a week, I'm like, please, like, I need you on my podcast. Like, she's such a girly. Like, but yeah, I would hate it if she wasn't. If someone like walked by. Like, yikes.
But yeah, I feel like getting back to this script, it's also about who you're gossiping with. Like getting back to like you like work, like who you gossip with at work is so important, because you don't know who they're working for, who they know at HR. But in an actual setting outside of work, gossip with the right folks.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say next. So it's like I hate a fisher. Like I hate a fish who like just wants tea from you, but then they never give tea themselves. Like gossip should be a little bit mutual in some aspects. And it's like, you know, when that person texts you, it's always a nosy ass bitch. I'm thinking of two people immediately, and they're just always like, "Is Casey getting engaged?" Like they just always want to like hear something, or it's like, "Is so and so got a new job? Is so and so this? Or is so and so doing this right now?" And it's like, you don't hit me up for any other reason.
And you know the answer to this.
Yep.
And you just need someone to confirm it.
Like, what's the angle here? Like, what's going on? And then they never give you anything, though, in return. Like, when you ask them, they're like, oh, I don't know. Like,
Yeah. They like gatekeep their information. Or like when you're like doing that gossiping thing, and like you notice that they're quiet, and like they're just like sitting there like just taking it in. I'm like,
They're sponges.
Yeah, but you haven't said anything in the past 5 minutes. What's really going on?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Like, just direct. Like, did you guys break up? Like, oh. Yeah, we did. Okay, cool. Love that. What's your favorite like location to gossip in though? Because mine's the hair salon.
You and I just took a walk yesterday, and that was a great place to gossip. Was just like walking with a coffee in our hand and just like literally catching up. We walked so far. We walked like 5 miles without us even realizing, just yapping the whole time. And I was like, wow, this is a great, effective way to gossip.
It's exercise.
I don't know why. I love just like standing outside on the sidewalk. I do with every single one of you guys. Like if we're going back from somewhere, like I will pop my leg out and stay on that sidewalk in someone's way. Like I don't care how long.
I feel
You're
like,
gonna do great with your neighbors.
I was literally about to say, I feel like that's such a suburban thing. Like you're like walking the dog. It's like, hey, like did you notice that like this person's like lawn is like that's so just nasty.
I feel like growing up, like I feel like me, my mom, my grandma, we'd sit on like that front porch, and like the neighbors would come, we just gossip. I think it's because of that. Like I love just like that stoop sitting and just like getting that tea.
That's such a good location. You're
Yeah.
right.
I think the kitchen table with my mom, that may be a hot take, but like plopping down at your kitchen table, like my mom's always like, do you want a drink? Like we just sit down and cut it up, and it's just like you really lose time there.
Yeah. What's your
so
favorite
nice.
food to eat when you're gossiping?
Like an appetizer, I feel like.
Something
Like a little,
like
like
dip.
a light bite, like a
It
dip
has
or
to
a
be a
chip
dip.
or a.
Yeah, I realized, or like something I'm cutting because I feel like because I'm talking so much. I feel like when I'm out to eat with like friends, I don't ever eat because I'm like just yapping so much. So maybe I'm drinking.
Chips and guac, cheese and wine,
Yeah.
bread and butter.
Wait, yeah, you're right. My mom and I actually went to Mad Max. If any of the girlies know what Mad Max is, yup.
Miss her.
It was so good. We went for like Mother's Day this past weekend, and we were just doing chips and guac and margaritas. And the gossip that was, I feel like moms forget sometimes all the gossip they low key have, or like my mom does. I'm like, you knew about this for a month, and we talk every day.
Wait, I want a margarita.
No, I want specifically Mad Max.
I forgot which one it was. It was like a I got like a grapefruit margarita. It put me on my ass, low key. But it was just like such good. I'm like, I was just like, Mom, what, you've been gatekeeping this information. Like, I feel like family gossip, low key, just like hits too.
Yeah.
But drinking over gossip's great because it starts off so like, oh, like this is just like tier 1 level gossip, and then second drink in it's tier 3, and the next thing you know you're telling like the deepest darkest
Yeah.
secret that you promised to never tell anyone else, and you're like as you're saying it you're like, ooh, I'm
Yeah.
gonna regret this in a little.
I hope
It's
they
like-
don't remember this one.
Drink one is like, oh yeah, like we're going through like a rough patch, and like drink three is like, well, you know, we don't have sex anymore. It's just all of a sudden everything
Like,
switches.
here's the bitch he follows. Like, no,
Yep.
it gets nasty. I
Yep.
love that part though. Damn.
Who is on your like gossip hierarchy? Like who, like for me, like you guys are at the top of my pyramid. Like I trust you guys the most, and depending on who I date at the time, like them. But like, sorry, mom, not my mom. Like, love my mom to death, but like, she cannot keep a secret. Like, she's not on my pyramid. Like, she is a yapper. Like, if I have a big ass secret, like, I'm likely going to tell one of you before I tell my mother. Like,
I was just thinking about like, was it your 1 million point? You're like, Mom, you can't say that.
no, like, she just like is spilling gossip like everywhere. I'm like, girl, you have to shut up. Like, this is not public information.
See, you said the person you date, it depends on what the gossip is. If I tell my boyfriend, because he's, at the end of the day, he's a straight man. So he's never going to really give me the reaction that I'm looking for. If it's the type of gossip where I feel like I'm right and I just need someone to stand there and breathe while I vent, he's the perfect person. But if I need someone to like go back and forth with, I love gossiping with an outside party like my coworkers, because they have no stake in the game. They honestly don't know anyone I'm talking about. So low key, I can paint any picture I want of the person that I'm gossiping about.
Just lie.
And like literally just lie, say whatever I want. But it's just so nice to like gossip.
Have you ever told
Lying
it?
on everybody.
No, I was gonna say, have you ever told a story and like you just know you're leaving out details?
I
You're
was
just
like, well, maybe I am in the wrong. I feel like sometimes I resolve it before. I'm like, oh, now I gotta twist this.
All you're looking for is validation, so you leave out X, Y, and
Yeah.
Z. You're like, oh no, I don't need to tell them that I did that first. Like,
And then
let me
they
just-
say something, they're like, well, you know, if they would have, and then you're like, oh fuck, well, you know, they did
Well,
do
I'm like,
that.
well, they did do that. Shut the fuck. Like, shut
Yep.
up. No,
Yep.
you're so right.
Wait, Casey, speaking of that, I just saw a TikTok from Kennedy, and it was her saying how excited she was to go to the hair salon because your hairdresser, like, you don't hang out with them. So, like, when you go tell them your gossip, it's not like you're telling your friends 800 times. Like, you get to tell a completely new person who's just like, yes, tell me more. Like, let's hear it. So, yeah.
I'd say you guys are up there. I do tell my mom. My mom's my second. Because, like, she does, like, she's, I don't know, we think alike, and she's a Capricorn, so I think that's a little bit easier. Sometimes she doesn't, like, give those, like, opinions back. Like, she, like, is there to, like, listen. But she knows everything, all the drama. I'm like, so this happened this week. Just, like, keep her up the Kardashians type beat.
Pyramid.
But, like, I noticed I was going to do that with my nail person, but she ended up, like, realizing, like, she listened to the podcast, like, who we are. I'm like, you know what? I'm like, also, I don't need to tell people my drama like that. Like, I don't like talk. I also don't think I like spilling and gossiping, like, to other people that I don't know. So that's why I think I only keep it to you guys and my mother.
When I'm telling my coworkers, I leave important names out. Like I'm just like, oh, my friend. Meanwhile, I'm like talking about someone very specifically.
Yeah. And sometimes I don't even feel like wasting my breath at work with those people. Never mind.
I tell my mom pretty much most things and you guys, but I have a hot take person and it's my older brother, Kenneth. I would tell him anything. Like, I pick up the phone and gossip with him. I could talk to him about men, family, friends, life, work. Like, he's just gonna sit there and be like, no, she did what? Oh, wow. Like, he'll feed it back to me. I love gossiping with my brother.
Honestly, I would love to gossip with your brother. I feel like he'd be a great person to just like shoot the shit with gossiping.
My younger brother, absolutely not. Like, he would be like, he would tell me all the ways I'm in the wrong, then he'd want to pray with me. No. My older brother, like, he would just be so, he would be making me the snack and the drink. He'd be like, let's do this.
You know the worst person to gossip with, and low-key, this is my mom, and I know she listens to this podcast. I love you, Mom. But like, people who can't, like, they need to know every detail to give their opinion. Like, sometimes I'm telling you everything you need to know, and you just need to gather the information I'm gossiping with and like create your own answer. Like, sometimes she's like, well, what happened here? And what happened 3 months ago with that person? I'm like, it is not relevant. Just like, and sometimes I'm even gossiping with a friend and they're asking way too many questions, and then like, as Capricorns, I just lose interest. I'm like, you have asked me one too many questions and I don't want to tell you anything else.
I feel that.
I love straight men, but they have the biggest mouths in the
I
world.
was just about to ask
Like-
straight
Oh,
man.
that's an excellent point.
I just like, they have no code and they just tell everybody everything, and like, they're just stupid. I'm like,
Yeah.
didn't you think that like that was maybe like a personal detail that like you don't share? And they just don't get it. They're
Or
like,
sometimes
oh,
they,
I
like-
didn't know.
Yeah, or sometimes like they remember things and they'll just like bring it up like as a follow up question. I'm like, what the? I'm like, stay out of girls' business.
Yeah,
Like,
we've
stay out of
talked about
grown
this
women.
before.
Stay out of grown women's business. Like, there is no reason you should be following up on a situation that has nothing to do with you. Like,
No, that is so true.
clock it.
Yeah, clocked.
Something I also have as a rule is that like you need to observe people's body language when you are gossiping with them, and like their facial expressions, because like I feel like that can tell you if like you can continue on with the gossip or like if you've already gone too far.
Absolutely.
Could you give an example?
Like, let's say I don't know. I'm just going to keep using Casey as an example because I'm looking at her. Let's say I like want to gossip about Casey to someone that, I don't know, I want to share some tea about Casey. And I start off with the tea with being like, oh, well, you know, like Casey's kind of going through something right now. And then they already like give me a look like they're uncomfortable, like they don't want to know anything further. Stop. But if they're like, oh, really? And then I'll be like, well, yeah, like, you know, like everything going on. Like, and then kind of spill more. Like, you need to like read people's body language. Like, I'm learning that with someone I'm like now working closely with. Like, I throw some gossip out there and I immediately can tell if it's not received. Like, okay, talk about something else. Versus like, you know, you have to like temperature people out, like see how they're feeling about things.
Right.
Wow, I hope I always have like I feel like I have a judgmental face sometimes. Like, when people tell me stuff, I can't help it sometimes. But I really want to be an open arm to God. Like, tell me your gossip. Like, I really want to hear it, even if I'm like, oh.
My ears perk up. Like, I'm always like, yep, bring it on.
I need to work on my poker face.
I have a few people in my life who receive gossip that way. Like, they just love, or they love telling gossip and I love receiving theirs. And like, I'm their friend purely because they always have the most absurd gossip that has absolutely nothing to do with me. It is so interesting. And I'm like, keep telling me. I don't care like about any of these people, but I need to know what you're saying.
I love someone that always does have good gossip. Like, you know they're going to have good gossip. I feel like we have a few people we know like that in our lives. We're like, ooh, we're going to have a good dinner, because they always have to like open that mouth of theirs, like in a good way.
That's you to me, Bailey. You always too. And like, I'll clock something on social media and I won't think about it. And then you'll bring it up. You'll be like, oh, did you see on their story where they were? And I'm like, I actually fucking did see on their story
Because
that.
I know you did. Like, girls, I'm always in that shit. I want everyone's cases. I'm in your phone. Like, what the hell? Like, I recently got broken up with again from that same from that same gym guy. I think I talked about that on here before.
No, cuss him out.
Yeah, this is your fucking tape, bitch. But no, he played in my face again. Didn't even break up with me. But like, I was like, he left me for an older woman. But whatever. But nonetheless, like, people think I'm not like observant of everything. Like, it wasn't even that deep. But I remember really like getting drinks. And I like see him like texting someone, because it was just like blue.
Body language.
I'm like, ooh, this is nasty.
Wow, that just infuriated me. You left that. See how you left that out?
Well,
Of
except
our
I
gossip.
forgot I saw that. I saw the little tidbit. But I'm like, girls, I am observing every little thing. Like, you can't keep like, I'm 2-3 steps ahead in terms of gossip too. Hello, gossip girl.
Let's make an episode about him at some point.
We will.
I have something to say.
I think there's just something really fucking annoying though about how like this is another level of big mouth. Like when you say something and you're like, don't tell anybody, and that shit comes out like the day after. Like I said, how I started this story with I post all my close friends story lists. Don't tell your friends that there's a new list, and fucking the next day I get a text, I'm not on the list. Like,
and you look stupid. I just did this to two people in this room. Like one person told me something and was like, don't tell the other person. And I told the other person not to talk about that. This is like my core group right here. Like this is like, you guys know I love you down. I didn't tell it with the intention of being mean or like talking shit. I told it because it impacted me on like a deeper level. It's too long of a story, but it ended up coming out. It ended up coming out. It was Bailey. It ended up coming out while I was sitting with Bailey. And like, I pride myself in being someone who's
got
like,
a big ass mouth.
Cussed her out.
I don't even think I have a big ass mouth,
you
do
don't.
I?
No.
I feel like between like the four of us, like all of our drama sort of connects, but that's what you're supposed, that's healthy. If one of these girls tells me something, like I'm not going and telling Joe Schmo down the street. So the fact that I
the
told
hierarchy.
It was the fact that I told Bailey's secret to Brandon, and then Brandon took the secret and ran with
No,
that.
because they were gonna think I'm like pregnant or something.
No,
like,
it wasn't.
No. This was so like
No. It was something that you trusted me with, and I wasn't a good friend to you, and I felt stupid. It was a feeling that like I haven't felt since middle school.
Yeah, you don't do that. So it's like imagine people who willingly
what?
do that.
Yeah, like if you want to feel like a bozo clown head ass, like then do that. But it was bad.
I'll tell my story of what I'm specifically thinking of because it was funny. So in Miami, for our most recent vacation, I sharded, and I confided in some of the people that were in my Uber the next day that I had sharded the night before, and at the dinner the next night, we decided to play a game where we all going to roast each other. And I had just said to the people that were in my car, I said, please, guys, do not tell anybody because the three of you didn't know, but I sharded in our room.
No, I knew. Do you remember? I was there when
I told you. Okay, but yeah. But on the way to the restaurant, I was in a car with, I'll just call him out. I was in a car with Ryan, Liz, and Mike. And I said, guys, like, I have to tell you guys something. Like, I sharded last night. And I was like, don't tell anybody, like, whatever. It's so embarrassing, blah, blah, blah. Like, okay. So then we start roasting each other at dinner. And Mike decides to say, and you shit yourself last night. And you know what? Liz was a fucking real ass bitch because her eyes connect with me immediately and her jaw dropped because I had just said in the car, do not tell anybody that I shit myself.
I was in the room and Brandon comes in. He goes, you cannot tell anyone, but I just shit
Where did
myself.
this happen?
I said,
In our
fuck, you're
room.
not about to tell me this secret right now, Brandon. And I didn't fucking tell anyone.
It was a mess. I told Bailey 2 weeks later at Coachella.
Yeah, you did. That's what you told me.
I was like, I never told you, but I sharded in Miami.
Podcast title.
Such a random.
But that like brings me to what I was gonna say specifically about that story. Like I know the three of us, meaning me, Lindsay, and Bailey, have talked about this before. Like with you being an influencer, I would never gossip about you to someone else. Like
Great. Next up.
no, like what you, I feel like I have been in so many situations where we are around influencers and they just blatantly start talking shit, start telling everyone's business. I'm like, you have no idea. What if I had a secret Reddit page and I just blasted everything you just told me? I would literally fucking never. But like the way that influencers and influencers' friends willingly talk about other influencers is fucking crazy. And I'm like, I would literally never go and tell Brandon's business.
But then there's some people who aren't like that because like I remember I was out to dinner with just me and Carly one time in New York and I was yapping. She's like, shh, you don't know who's around. Like you don't know who might be listening to us. And I was like, oh shit, you're right.
That's what I do. I do feel like that though. Like I'm like never. I don't like saying people's names out in public. So I'm like, you just never know who's around. But I feel like that sometimes happens. Like my body language changes when like influencers are talking like so just like openly about their friends. So I'm like, this is icky. And I do feel like I'm like, you should act like I am someone that can go online and talk about this. Because like you shouldn't just be so willingly open to talk like this. It's so crazy.
This pissed me off. I mean, he apologized and like I didn't even confront him about it. But a straight man, our friend, literally, it's not even gossip. I like told him and a few other people that like I got this really cool thing through my job, like that was really expensive, but I got it for free. And I was like, I'm obviously not going to talk about it online. Like, I don't want to brag about it. I don't want to boast about it, but like, such a cool opportunity. I'm walking yesterday or 2 days ago in Fishtown. My barber comes up to me and goes, oh, what? So you just got a free blah, blah, blah. And I was just like,
Oh, no.
you're fucking kidding me. And I knew exactly who told him because we have the same barber.
His
And-
mouth is so big.
And then I just said, I was like, no, I'm cussing him out. And I honestly just was like, you know what? I forgot about it. And then he texted me a whole ass long apology. And I was just like, good, that's what you get.
Yeah.
Like, I hope you felt anxiety today. Love him. Love you down, Ryan. But like, that was just a mess.
Yeah. No, the way that I just feel like sometimes there was especially this discourse online recently about influencer drama, and everyone was like making gossip TikToks talking about it, and we all low-key knew the story behind it. And I was like, oh my God, I could rock this comment section if I just told exactly what happened, but of course I wouldn't. And I was like, wow, I need to tell someone that I know this secret because everyone online is talking about it.
Yeah. T. Well, what is on everyone's For You page, speaking of TikTok? Mine is, and I hope you guys are on this, is anyone else like only seeing these ballroom dancing videos of these guys dancing and
blue
doing the
shirt.
whisk?
Yes,
And
yes.
like, I don't know, I'm like loving it. I'm like, these men are throwing ass online right now.
I
Like,
just saw who's the guy from Dance with the Stars. He's really sexy.
Like Val
Yes,
or
Val. He just did it, so that got me into it. But like, it got me, yeah, it got
oh,
me
I haven't
thinking.
seen this.
oh my God.
Oh,
Just
give
like
me a sec.
type in like hashtag the whisk and like, or like ballroom.
Yeah.
It is, and it's, I really like the sound. It's like very
Yeah, me
catchy. Like,
too.
dun, 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 dun,
You'll see
dun,
it. Type in
dun.
blue shirt guy.
Yeah, blue shirt. But like, who is the OG blue shirt guy? Like, who
I
is
think
that?
they just like, you know, like if someone sees a TikTok or someone in and like
Yeah.
or like the girl with the white pants are the best. Like they like nasty shit like that.
There used to be a blue pants guy.
Yeah.
The other one is the New Flame like beat,
Yep.
and it's like. dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
I like just
I have a
seen that
draft
too.
in my phone.
Yeah,
and
I'm
it's like
posting.
they like say what they think. It's like we should get Aperol Spritz. We should
yeah,
get Aperol
yeah.
Spritz. Like
Yeah.
something like that. That's all over my FYP right now.
My FYP is a callback to a few episodes ago, and it is only Katy Perry, and it is her tour and how horrific her tour is.
Really?
Somebody commented that it looks like a cruise. It looked like she was performing for a mega church. She was performing on a cruise ship, and this was the first run through of the show 6 months before opening day. Like, there is this one clip I have to show to you guys. I've watched it every morning. It is Katy Perry running full speed around the like track of her stage, and her top comes off, and it is like you don't see anything. Her bra just comes undone, but she is running full, like she is a track star. And I'm just like, does she have management? Like, is someone telling her that this isn't like,
can I say something so fucked up? It's actually really misogynistic, but like it's just hilarious because I promise I'm gonna make a point here. I forget who I was with, but we were talking about a celebrity who like had like a lot of talent, but like low-key just never made it. And someone was like, yeah, because she didn't fuck the right guy. And
Wow.
low-key, like I feel like Katy Perry at some point in life fucked the right person because the level of fame that she has for the lack of caliber of talent is just, it's just not missing on me. Like who, she was in those boardrooms when she was a young prime age and she said, I'm fucking this person. And guess what? They shot her career into the sky. Literally, she went into space. But beyond that, she can't sing live. She's got a few really good bops, but like nothing better than your average pop star. And that girl is an A-list celebrity, so good for her.
I disagree. I think Katy Perry is extraordinarily talented. I just saw a video of her singing live, and it was honestly beautiful because everyone's making fun of her Indian summer,
Yeah.
like whatever. And she re-sang that, and it was. I honestly saved it so I could go back and listen to it. I think she's made some of the greatest pop anthems of our generation. Hot and Cold, like you can't tell me as a middle schooler that didn't like scratch an itch. Like
I Kissed a Girl.
I think that Katy Perry's insufferable. Yeah, she her lesbian anthem. She is just insufferable. Like she's annoying. The big eyes with those spray things she did for California Girls. Like Casey's right. Like
I love
does she
that.
have PR? Like
But at the same time, while she is capable of producing those tracks, she also produced a song called Swish Swish.
I do
and
remember,
that
yes.
was like so horrific. And even when she clapped back at Taylor Swift, I will never forget
That was
that
bad.
tweet.
It was bad.
What she said was so like insane. She was like, this woman bouncing around. Like the grammar was so terrible. Like, I don't know. She's
I
never
really
written a
wanna go to
song
the
in her life,
concert,
which is
though.
fine.
Oh, I'm going. Me and my coworker are buying tickets. They're $115. I looked this morning.
It's
That's
kind
it?
of fun.
The thing with
Gosh.
Katy Perry, I feel so
Makes sense.
That's a
I feel
recession
so
indicator.
passionately about it.
Yup.
Like, she ruled the 2000s. You're right, Lindsay. She made
did.
bop after bop, and she was campy and she was weird, and she was a little bit like how when Lady Gaga first came out, she was wearing the meat dress, and everyone kind of like,
Minaj-core.
yeah, like she was weird, but she was in her own lane, and she could have lived in like her legacy, and everyone would have referred to her as like a 2000s queen. But she tried to come back because she saw other people coming back, and she saw the success of Taylor Swift's Eras Tour, and she said, "Oh, everyone wants my Eras Tour," and it's like
She didn't
ruining
have an
her
era.
legacy.
I would have went to a concert.
She had Teenage Dream. That was her best album.
Fire? Oh, that's
No, like that was her best album, whatever. And like, but there's no other era, like whatever.
And this
Like,
is called her Lifetimes Tour. Like, it's literally, she's trying to recreate that.
I just listen. I'm not gonna. I think Katy Perry is a department store singer. That's what I think she is. I think she makes songs like Roar. I think she makes I think she makes mass produce. It's genius. I mean, every commercial is going to use it. Every brand is going to use it. But I do not think she's in the same lane at all with like half of the other people that we frequently talk about online.
Trey Cyrus, when he bullies her on the internet, like I feel something like deep inside of me. He was like making a joke about how I feel like we talked about this before, but making a joke about how when she came out with that dumbass song, the Swish Swish song,
Horrible.
you know, like when Miley went to her like light skin era or what she thought was
Mike Will made it.
yeah, her appropriate era. Katy Perry came out like after that with like that whole like I'm gonna be so urban and like shut up. It's actually pissing me off to talk about. But Trace does a full breakdown in TikTok. I urge you all to go watch it because he just like the comparison is uncanny. Like I just
Oh, I did see it actually.
it's almost like she took Miley like in a meeting and was like Miley Cyrus's downfall and uphill climb. The climb. Funny.
It's the climb.
And I think she literally wants to recreate that.
Yeah, I feel like that's like, I don't know if it's like the definition of a true artist, but it definitely is like an indicator where like every artist is going to have a flop era, a flop song. I mean, Taylor Swift, that one song, Me, with Brendan Urie.
Horrible.
Listen, Panic at the Disco ruled my life.
No defense.
That's like the worst song ever.
None.
Like every
There
celebrity.
are meat offenders out there though.
Oh, I've seen that
there
before.
are meat offenders.
But
I thought the music video was kind of cool.
every
I don't know that
singer is going to have a song where you're like, what the fuck was this? Like, this is so bad. But it's like how they like go through their flop era, get it out, and come back.
Yeah.
Miley was in her horrible appropriation era. I will say Bangers was an incredible album, but like,
I think that's the song this summer. Do my thing.
I love that song.
Wow.
But like, she's come back and made better music. Like, Katy Perry was great, and then she made weird music, and then she never made good music again. Like,
Does she make music though? Like,
I
does
think
she
you need
really?
to go on Spotify.
Oh, you hate her.
And you need to take
I just think like
Cook
to
through,
say
like, the
someone
past.
makes music, like what are they doing? Like
Katy was an artist. She was an artist, truly. She was a pop girly. She was, Brand. She was.
I mean, on my For You page, it's Beyonce, so that I feel like in comparison,
No comparison. There is
No.
no
Well, yeah.
comparison.
I mean,
That's
to
apples
be
and
honest,
oranges.
like Beyonce and your team, if you're listening and have extra tickets, let me know.
Katy doesn't even compare to like Blue Ivy's Left Foot. Like
No.
Blue Ivy has more talent on her.
Honestly, Rumi too.
They're eating her
Was
up.
she sick?
I think Katy was, like I said, she's a department store singer. She's a proactive ally.
If someone
an
called me a
advocate.
department store singer, proactive.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, they
I
have
want to
celebrities
be
doing that.
in a J.C. Penney in 2012, and I want to hear Katy Perry. That's where I want to hear Katy
Or,
Perry.
like, working
I want to
very-
see her in a commercial for Pedigree. I want to see her. You know, she's a corporate queen. She's on the commercial sound library. She's approved to use in a brand deal. That is what I see Katy Perry as. As far as anything else goes, no.
No, you would
Cooked
put her
her
with,
ass.
no, putting her with
I like her. I think she's a good
You put her
person.
with royalty-free music.
She's
That's crazy.
well. There's
That's
no
crazy.
royalty.
That's crazy.
That was crazy gossip to say that she's royalty-free music, but I like her.
I'm talking shit. No, I do think she's got a good heart. Of course, I do. I don't think she's, I think she's a nice
Beautiful
person.
gal.
I
Like,
feel like
you know-
she's someone who, like, if I
Sweet
like,
girl.
I feel like if I saw her in a restaurant, and I fangirled over her, she'd be so receptive. Like, I feel like she would take a picture.
I feel
with
like
me.
she would be
I
also
She'd be
be
way
real.
too receptive. She'd be like, wig, period. Like, she would try to say,
Yeah.
like, sleigh boots down.
You hate her too.
I do.
No. Has anyone seen her on American Idol?
Wig.
She is
Just to say wig, you know that.
Wig.
She's
That's just
awful.
like,
So
why are you on American Idol?
Do you think she'd touch my hair? I feel like she'd be no.
Like,
Wait, I feel like is that too far?
Celebrities, I think, would touch my hair.
that's a really that's a good like those like those TikTok like filters where it like has the celebrity generator. That's a good like prompt, like ranking people on how likely they would be to touch my hair.
Let me type that in.
I don't know. I think she's a fun gal. I think she produced bops like last Friday night, but like I said, I think she's a kids bop, department store.
All right.
Kids Bob, we're introducing
All
new
right.
I think she makes music for the mass.
Now 22.
Katy Perry works for the big man. That's
So
all
we're
I gotta
either
say.
naming this podcast I Sharded in Miami or Katy Perry makes royalty-free music.
Thank you, Katy Perry.
Oh God! Anything else on anyone's FYP?
No. I'm off my phone these days, actually.
Bailey, I have like 3 unread TikToks from you, and I sent you like 5 the other day, and I know you watched all of them.
Yeah, I forgot to respond to both you guys. I'm so sorry about that.
It's already late, man.
Yeah. There you have it. Thanks for.
That's a great ending.
Great ending.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.